Hello and welcome to Brandix Reviews, and today we have the core.
Yes.
There it is, every time. So, we were talking about doing a video a couple of weeks ago, just kind of randomly just talking about Stallone. Well, it wasn't too random. I kind of think what prompted it in my mind was there was this announcement that the Kennedy Center is doing like an award for a limited number of celebrities. So there's like Case, Gloria Gaynor, Michael Crawford. Some of us in the UK recognise him from some others do have them. Any thoughts on that, Cole? Frank's
Ooh, Buffnut.
Ooh, Betty. So yeah,
Yours is wrong.
one of our viewers will get a reference there. So, but Stallone was like the main one as well that's getting the award. And I'm going to put at the end of the video, I'm going to put a thing where Trump was talking about. Because the point of this is the big guy, DT. He's presenting the award in December, so that's going to be awesome. Sorry if that offends anyone. The chain, by the way, I got this from Trax NYC when I went to New York. Also wearing some pretty awesome slippers as well. How bad is that? I thought since we're talking about him, I thought I'd gear up. It always offends people when we talk about that. But whatever, it is what it is. So we're going to be watching that in December time. That's going to be awesome. And we were in anticipation of that, saying like how awesome Stallone is because he's getting this award. And Trump was talking about specifically how he got started when he was making Rocky and some of the difficulties that he had with that. It's a well-known story anyway. And we're going to basically talk about Stallone and how awesome he is. Point is, this news came out a few days ago. So we thought, right, we've definitely got to do this video now. Because as it turns out, they're doing a Stallone biopic. And it's going to be kind of focused around making the Rocky movie, the first Rocky movie. And that'll be a really good thing. So looking forward to that. I believe they start filming that next month, October 15th, from what I understand. So I imagine the film will probably be out within a year. Because a film like this isn't going to need a lot of... Well, I say it's not going to have a lot of CGI. It potentially could be laden with it if they're having to do sets up and stuff. So, because usually CGI that delays movies coming out, but we'll see about that. Any thoughts on that, Cole?
Oh, we'll need plenty of CGI where he's doing all the martial arts stuff at the end and he's fighting. Oh, wait, no, shit, that was the Bruce Lee fake biopic I'm thinking of.
All right, okay. Which one's that?
Dragon, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Years since I've seen that random joke.
Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, yeah, with Jason Scott Lee, was it? Yeah, pretty good film, that, to be fair. So films like this are usually pretty good. We'll just see. And Stallone is happy with it. He's on board with it. It doesn't mean he's involved. I know it's not directed by him. The guy that is playing him does look the part. He played, weirdly, the same actor played Al Pacino in the Al Pacino biopic, which was all about the making of the first Godfather movie, or it was focused around that similar sort of thing, and he looked the part there. It was a TV movie. This is getting a theatrical release, but it's done by Amazon. So hopefully that is the case, because that would be really good. Count me in for that. I'll be watching that. So yeah, we were just going to talk about Stallone basically anyway, in terms of... Sorry, I've got the sun in my face. I'm just leaning back and all of a sudden I'm glowing. We're just going to talk about Stallone in general, weren't we? And just sort of memories. So I remember when I was a kid, that Rambo was like a big thing, but I was too young to watch that. And my mother used to play hell if I was even caught like playing with any Rambo toys as well. She really didn't like that character.
No. In fairness, she just didn't want you exposed to violence, so she handled it in the best possible way by beating you.
Yeah.
That's the best way to keep you safe from violence.
Yeah. Well,
playing with a plastic helicopter, that is violence. Smacking a kid around the head repeatedly, not violence. Yeah. You just got to understand how that works, mate.
No, I was allowed the Rambo helicopter. I just couldn't have any Rambo figures to put in it, so I think I just used to put
right, okay.
my real Ghostbusters figures in it. This is on topic, by the way, because we're talking about our memories of Stallone. This is my earliest sort of knowledge of it.
That weird kind of 80s, 90s thing where you would have films that under no account a child should see. And rather than like dumbing them down and making them PGs, they'd still be like, R or whatever the, classification is over there. But you'd have kids' toys with like RoboCop the kids' toys, and like Aliens the kids' toys.
Yeah, because it
Like
tied
Rambo
in.
the kids. It's like, what the hell?
I think because they could do it on a technicality that it was based on like the comic book line or the cartoon line, because it was Rambo: The Force of Freedom. I don't remember
and
it.
also because I think they understood like kids are still going to see these. You know, they don't operate in this weird little magical land of like pixies and elves, where just because you've put like a age certificate on it, like kids are never going to be able to see it. It's like,
Yeah,
no, of course they're going to see it. Like the parents are going to show it to them.
yeah. So my exposure to Rambo was kind of through the toys, because a lot of the older kids, because I was kind of the youngest kid, in the sort of on the street and so on, and in the sort of family circles and that, and a lot of the older kids were playing with Rambo figures. So for me, that was the next level. That was like something you really wanted. And I got hand me
I think for
downs.
me, exposure was like when they used to have action films on like very late, like ITV or BBC, and my dad would record them, and then we'd watch it on the weekend.
Yeah.
Just like, you know, this is literally, you know, like, oh my god, it's gonna warp. It's like, no, my dad was like sitting there watching them with me, like
Yeah.
Rambo, Tango and Cash, stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm thinking, because we're kind of running out of time, we'll split this into 2 parts. So this video will be about the Rocky news, well, the Rocky biopic, Stallone biopic Rocky movie news. And then obviously I'll just finish this conversation off for a few minutes. And then the next video, we'll talk about the actual films themselves. So get back to what we're talking about. Yeah, absolutely. Like you're saying, these kind of things that were kind of marketed for kids. It was kind of weird, because these are things that we shouldn't really be exposed to necessarily, but we were nevertheless through a kind of side door of cartoon lines of the same franchise.
It's generally like these things would be on TV. They'd be censored to a degree, but you know, your parents would still record them and you could watch them. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's not like these things were like, oh my god, I've never seen Robo. Because I've seen RoboCop. Like, what the fuck?
So what was the earliest Stallone film you ever saw?
Oh, I could not tell you. Yeah, I haven't a clue.
I mean, for me,
it probably wouldn't have been Rocky, because I didn't see Rocky until much later. That wasn't really something I was into. Like, I kind of put it sort of in sports films category, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, well, for me, same with Rocky. I think I did see them when I was about 13, but not too young. I'm kind of embarrassed to admit.
Yeah, I mean, I would have been like younger than. Sorry, just to be clear, I've been about the same sort of age. Sorry, I should make that clear.
Yeah, I'm just
like we weren't watching this when I was like 6 or something.
Yeah, I'm just looking at my Stallone DVDs now, and I'm ashamed to admit this, but I think the first Stallone film I ever saw was Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. Surely not. I wasn't even that young when I saw that, to be fair. Surely not. Yeah, it might have been. I remember, in terms of the proper Stallone movies that I saw when I was I remember seeing Cobra. We talked about this a few months ago. I remember seeing that when I was about 12 or 13. No, I'd been 13. It would have been around the same time I saw Stop or My Mum Will Shoot. And I saw that through like a neighbour. I was around at a neighbour's house, and we got a takeaway, and he had Sky, and this film Cobra was never a film that was on TV from memory when I was a kid, but it was on Sky one night. So we watched that, and I was just like, this is awesome. And I knew who Stallone was, but I'd not seen any of his films. And I was a big fan after that. And shortly after that, that's when I caught Rocky 2 when that was on TV, and then went out and bought Rocky 3 on videotape, and really become a big Stallone fan after that. And I'd watch anything. I think Cliffhanger as well. I seem to remember seeing that quite early on when that came out, because we had a pirate video of that. So that would have been about 93. In fact, to be fair, now that I think about it, Cliffhanger might actually be the first Stallone film. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So we kind of grew up at the tail end of the Stallone era, really, because after that his film career kind of died down a little bit. He had some good films, but his success, I think the Demolition Man era in 93, same year as Cliffhanger, was kind of getting towards the end of not just him, but that genre was slowly on its way out, and they started having, we've talked about this before, the action genre was then kind of taken over for a few years by guys like Keanu Reeves, Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, Christian Slater. big actors that were actors in their own right that then took on action roles, not just action stars. And it kind of evolved.
So it would have been about 13, 14 when those films were coming out.
Yeah, we'll talk about the next video because we'll cut this short here. I'm just going to play, going back to the Stallone story, I'm just going to play a thing from Trump. It's a few minutes long. If you don't want to watch that, you don't have to.
Well, just before we do that, I think it might actually have been Rambo. The first one I saw, like probably the second one, not the first one.
Yeah.
But it would have been whatever was on like the action movie slot in, like say it was late night television because my dad would have recorded it off TV.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think that's the first I would have watched. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Cool. Well, right, we'll come back in part 2. It'll be on the channel now as you're watching this, so go on the channel and you'll see part 2.
Great guy. Next, we look forward to honoring 3-time Oscar nominee, Golden Globe Award winner, an action movie icon, and a friend of mine. He's a very unique man. He's somebody that doesn't do these things. I said, I wonder if he'll accept, because some people don't really want to be honored. They don't care. But he was very honored to be honored, I will tell you. He's a very special guy. A real talent, never been given the credit for the talent. There was nobody else could have done the roles that he did like he did. I'm not even close, and they've tried, and they didn't work out too well. His name is Sylvester Stallone. So it's very few, almost, if any, people that could have taken a name and made it so incredible, like Rocky, Rambo, Creed, and others. But think of it, Rocky, Rambo, if you did one, you're good. You do two. And I'll never forget, I was a young guy, and I went to see a thing called Rambo, and it had just come out. I didn't know anything about it, but I was in a movie theater, like we used to go to movie theaters a lot. And I said, this movie is phenomenal. What the heck? And that turned out to be a monster. Rocky is Rocky. I mean, the way that happened, you know, Sly had no money, nothing, and he went around, and everybody wants to do a boxing movie. It's the most, you know, probably more than any other type of character, boxing, always boxing. It's so great. And there's rarely been anything like this one. John Voight did a great one, as you know. Champ, great. I think that was right there, too. John Voight's a phenomenal person, phenomenal actor. But Sly came in and he had no money. He wrote a script along with thousands of other people writing scripts on a boxer. And for some reason, a studio picked up this and liked it. And Sly he's in an old car that he came in from Brooklyn or someplace in New York, but I think Brooklyn. It barely made it to California. He was sleeping in the car. I mean, he had nothing. And he wanted control over who the actor was going to be, because he said it can't be successful if you're going to pick a movie actor with a bad build, okay? A nice face, but a bad body. And he said, I can't have these guys, because he's a tough cookie, and he knew exactly what it took. He knew what a boxer's body was. So they brought him one, and I won't tell you who it was, but it was a big name. But the chest wasn't exactly what you need. One shot, and your heart would pop out. That wasn't too good. Then he did another one. He was fat, sloppy, but had a good face. Then he did another one, and another one, and another one. And he turned it down. He wouldn't take $1 million. He wouldn't do it. And it turned out that when they saw him, they said, you know, you'd be actually pretty good for this role. And he had never done this before, anything like it. But think of it, he turned down $1 million. He had nothing. He refused to let somebody else play. He didn't want to play it. He wasn't originally, he did it as a writer. But he ended up playing it because he couldn't find anybody else that fit the role. And who knew what would have happened? He's become a legend of the silver screen, a true legend, and he's a great guy. He's a little bit tough, a little bit different, I will tell you. He's a little tough guy. But he's a phenomenal person with a phenomenal wife and family. incredible wife, incredible family. His films grossing more than 7.5 billion, which is either a record or very close to it. I can't imagine anybody doing more. If you add up Rambo and Rocky and these others, I can't imagine anybody doing much more. 7.5 billion worldwide over the course of 6 decades. And Sly is a pillar of the really American pop culture and a Hollywood superstar like few others, and one of the biggest names on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In fact, the only one that's a bigger name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, they say, is a guy named Donald Trump. I'm on the Hollywood Walk of Fame too, if you can believe that one. But he's amazing. He's really amazing. And he's actually a great actor.
Right, that's the end of part 1. Check back on the channel, Brand X Reviews. Part 2 is available now.